Hello, unlimited friends. Today, I want to talk to you about a really important topic, and that is trust. Trusting other people. If you're like me, then perhaps in the past, somewhere somebody abused you, or misused you, or manipulated you, and it did not feel good. So, today I want to talk about why that happened and what we need to do about it. Because if we can't start trusting, then the world doesn't feel like a very safe place, does it? And if you really think about it, all of law of attraction is about trust. So let's get into it. But before we do, I want to introduce myself to those of you who are visiting for the first time. Hi, my name is ZMAHOON. I write the blog ZMAHOON.com, and I'm the author of 12 books on the subject of law of attraction. On this YouTube platform, it is my objective to create a space where you can ask me questions. Nothing I like more than people who send me questions to answer. And it's my intention to simplify law of attraction, make it so easy to understand and apply that it takes no time at all for all of us to improve our lives. All right, so let's talk about trust. The first thing I want you to understand is that trusting someone else is so important to who we are, because at our core we are love, and when we can't trust, we can't flow love, and if we can't flow love, we can't really be happy. And that is what makes trust so important. And in fact, that is why when someone abuses our trust, we feel so hurt, because we want to love people. And then when we feel cheated, that goes out the window. And once trust goes, it is probably one of the most difficult things to get back, right? No, not right. Because when you start understanding law of attraction, you start also understanding that unless you forgive and are able to cultivate trust, you cannot have the things that you want in life. Let me explain. You see, when someone manipulates us, or someone hurts us, cheats on us, and certainly I can share with you that I have been cheated upon. In my marriage, my husband had an affair with someone else. I've been physically abused. I have been emotionally abused as well. And so I understand how it feels. Now looking back at those experiences, I can tell you that law of attraction brings us what we are putting out there in the universe. So if somebody cheated on you, that means that there was at some level inside you, there was fear. And a reflection of fear is that someone will abuse you, because that's what fear is all about. So the fact that someone abused you or me is telling me something. It is guidance that's telling me I'm the one attracting this, because I'm thinking thoughts that have brought me this experience. And so what I need to do is to change. I need to change. Who cares about the other person, whether they change or not? That's not our concern. But we have to change. And the way we do that is by not letting this affect us for the rest of our lives. Because you see, what happens is we take a picture in time with the camera inside our mind, and we take this picture of what happened, and now we hold it to be true for the rest of our lives. So imagine if you were looking out of a window and you took a picture of the scene that you saw, and it was horrible. There was a garbage dump outside your window. And over the years, so what you did is you took this picture of the garbage dump, you blew it up, and you put it in the window so that every time you looked at the window, you saw the picture instead of actually looking outside. And in the meantime, the neighborhood changed completely. The garbage dump got cleared up, beautiful trees were grown, houses came into being, lovely neighborhoods surrounding that place. But you couldn't see it because every time you looked at the window, all you could see is the garbage dump. And see, that's what we do to people. This is why trust, we say that trust, once it goes, it can never come back, because we take a picture in time and now we refuse to look at anything else except that picture. But things can change, people can change, circumstances can change, places can change, you can change. And your ability to see things, to perceive what is before you, can change. The reason I talk about the garbage dump is because when I was a child, that's exactly what I had. I would look outside the window in my apartment where I lived with my parents, and there was a garbage dump right there. Other people saw a garbage dump. I saw mystery and intrigue, and I saw other children having fun there, going through the garbage and finding treasures. It was like a treasure trove. It was like going into a junkyard looking for beautiful things that other people have tossed out, right? So I did not see the garbage, but other people saw it. So what you perceive has to do with how you look at things. And if you start believing that it's not going to change because you've taken that snapshot and now that's all you can see, then for you, nothing will change. You will always see that person that way. And you will never stop remembering the way they behaved with you. And that's why trust does not return. But if you open your heart and you tell yourself that just like I'm changing, I'm becoming a different person, I'm beginning to understand things, then maybe this other person is changing too. And what if the way they behaved was just one moment in time? Maybe that's not what they really are. Maybe, maybe they were having a bad day, and that's what contributed towards their acting the way they did. And that's what we say when we say give someone the benefit of the doubt. Give someone the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that's not who they truly are, because you know what? No one is. Because, listen carefully, everybody is an extension of Source. Everyone is. And if we can't love that other person who is also an extension of Source, then what we're basically doing is we're not loving Source. See, it all comes around. And so in order to love life, in order to love that which we call God, in order to love the universe, and in order to be powerful manifestors, we have to let go of all these conditions that we attach to people. We have to allow for change, and we have to allow our love to flow. Because when we remove all those conditions, when we stop looking at that picture of garbage, now we can start flowing love to what actually exists outside our window. So this is how you have to change your thinking and understand, first of all, that nobody foists anything on you. You call it because of your vibration, not because you deserve it, but because your vibration attracts it. And the reason your vibration attracts things like that is because you're living life in fear. in fear of what could go wrong. And if you live your life in fear, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, you can't express love. Not only for other people, but also for yourself. People who live in the vibration of fear, they can't even have love for themselves because they just can't flow love. It becomes harder and harder and harder because the vibration of fear, if you let it keep going on, becomes a stronger and a stronger and a stronger vibration. And so I hope that this makes sense to you. I hope you're beginning to understand that trusting other people is part of trusting Source. You can't really trust that Source will bring you the things that you want if you can't trust other people who are an extension of Source. And you can't trust if you hang on to one single picture, one moment in time. That's why it's so important to leave the past behind. There's no point in holding on to the past because the now reality is constantly shifting. In every moment, the future is being born, and we can allow the future to be different than the past. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this useful, this discussion useful. If you have a question that you would like me to address, please leave it in the comments and I will pick it up later. And before you leave, please remember to click on that like button and subscribe so that I can invite you back to my next video. Bye for now.